head to the diamond here. If the Angels spent as much time working on baseball as they did on those Mike Trout t-shirts, maybe they wouldn't be staring down the barrel of getting swept here by the Mariners. I'm sure you saw that before the game, even though Trout's still on the unable to play list. They're like really making a push. Hey, it's going to be in Philly. We got to get into the All-Star game. Vote Trout. How about you guys focus on baseball a little bit? Joe, how do you see this one shaking out? I mean, the number tells you everything. They're looking at this Seattle sweep. Is that how you see it? Or do you find another way to attack this? Maybe that total that's sitting at 7.
Listen, I'm just shocked he played as many games as he did in the first, 75 games, I think, of the season here. I mean, he was actually, I think he missed one of the first 75 games that the Angels played this year. I was impressed. I mean, don't get me wrong, but the reality is, why? Like, why? Well, that tells you what the All-Star game is. The reality is, listen, Seattle over the last couple of weeks can't hit water if they fell out of a boat. This offense is putrid, and they play in the single run suppressing stadium in all of Major League Baseball that is almost impossible to score in. But having said that, they have put up some runs here. We have seen a couple of, games now in a row where they actually have been able to put some runs on the board. But you got to ask yourself, do you trust it? I don't know. Urena going for the Angels. He had one blow up, which was the last outing against the Athletics. But that was the second time he pitched against the Athletics 6 days after he had shut them down and already beat them. So I like this kid. Yes. Can he walk some guys? Command sometimes could be an issue. He is a rookie, but he has got huge swing and miss potential here. He's got the kind of stuff that guys are going to do a lot of swinging and missing. And nobody strikes out more than Seattle because they just love striking out here and not putting runners on base. So I think it's a very interesting. You see the totals already down to 7 full game. I did see a 4. I think a lot of 4s, but it's trending to the under in the first 5. We know Miller. I don't know what they were doing with Miller and Castillo and the whole open. Like, what the hell? Just leave Miller out there. He's clearly, even though he hasn't won the last 2, that has everything to do with Seattle not being able to hit. Then it has to do with him not being a quality front-end starter, which is exactly what he is here. So, yeah, both bullpens better than what I thought they were going to be so far over the last couple of weeks. But I don't see where the runs are coming in this one here. Yeah, we've gotten a couple of overs so far in the series, but this is a pitcher's battle, I think, in the first 5 in this ballpark. So under 4 for me in the first 5 here.
Taking the bullpens out of it. WT.buzz/JRs where you can get the best bets. Joe, what do we got rocking here tonight before we talk about game 2?
Yeah, locked and loaded. Got one game up here that is a best bet for you guys. You can head over WT.buzz/JR. Hop on board there. I'm with you guys. I had the Marlins in the first 5 last night. And surprise, surprise, not one earned run was scored in that 5th inning. Not one. So that's great. But they have an opportunity, I think, to get back here tonight. I got a free play writing that game up. I've got but one best bet locked and loaded for you over at WagerTalk.com.
Yeah, everybody wants to back the Marlins. What could have went wrong, Joe? What could have went wrong? That was we lost on that.
An error and a 2-out meltdown. That's basically what happened there. Yeah, way to go. Unreal.
Yeah, spot on there. A potential bounce back. Check out that free play over at Joe's page while you're there. Grab the plays going tonight. Joe, Dodgers off one of those rare losses, and they still end up with a 7-2 road trip. And now they get to come home sporting, I believe it's a 12-game lead here that they could maybe flex a little bit more. The price says they make it a 13-game lead here. How are you looking to bet this one? Padres and Dodgers facing off for another time this season.
Was it me, or did the Dodgers take a page out of like the Lakers, but we got a scheduled loss last night with them? Like they couldn't figure, like Ohtani was supposed to, and they're like, nah, we're not going to waste him in this spot. We're good. Let's just go home. Nobody wants to hang out in Sacramento. It felt like that was the scheduled loss from the get-go, the way they handled that game yesterday. But they are home, and what better gift could they get than getting Vasquez on the mound? I still think the Cubs are scoring runs, by the way, versus this Padres team. even though they flew out last night and they could not get out of Chicago fast enough. The Padres are just going through it right now. They have such a good back end of the bullpen that never gets to see the light of day because they're never winning games late in it. They're from the seventh inning on, they're usually down 6 runs, which is a bit of a problem here, especially given the fact that the Dodgers just saw Vasquez, didn't they? Oh, yeah, twice. In fact, I think he's allowed 10 runs, 6 earned over the last 7 2/3 innings against them. In fact, I think nearly 75% of the balls hit were of the hard contact type. So this is not a good matchup for Vasquez. Wouldn't shock me, by the way, if they pull Vasquez down, put open opener, and then bring him in. I don't think it's going to matter. I think the Dodgers will certainly get back on the winning ways here. Total opened up 8.5. It's looking at 9 now. The reality is, Suzuki's not great. He could walk 9 guys. But even if he does, do we really trust the Padres lineup to make them pay? I sure as hell don't. I think it's give me the over in the game here tonight. I'll go over 9. I think the Dodgers, with the wind blowing out the right field, they could score 8, 9 runs themselves in this one.
Well, Joe, it couldn't be any worse for the Padres than it was last night. It was 23-3. So hey, at least you'll have that, Padres fans. Even if you lose to the Dodgers, they get their bounce back. Maybe.
What is Swanson? Swanson, what do you have? 3 home runs last night, 2 tonight. Wrigley with 20-mile-an-hour winds dead out to center field apparently works really well unless you're the Padres, and then you can't score any more than 3 runs. Like, holy Christ. I mean, he's got 7 home runs in 3 games. Prior to that, what do you have, like 11 on the season? So crazy to me what just happened here over that 3-game set.
Joe, when I was working last night, I have the game streams up in the upper right hand corner. I refreshed it like 12 times. I was like, this has to be a glitch. Like the runs just kept going up for the Cubs.
Keep running.
It was insane. Well, Joe, more reasons than ever to hit that like button, hit subscribe. One of those reasons is a terrific show that goes on the channel every day here. You, maybe Prez, Art to Caesar, Carm's been dropping dimes in the World Cup. Tell them about the best betting show, man.
Yeah, Brian Power comes by to get his beating once a week, too, so it's a lot of fun. Best betting show ever. That'll be up here shortly. Carm and company, they break it down for you. Art stops by, gives you the sharp bets. Carm's got a couple of very interesting angles in the World Cup you guys are going to want to hear there. And then check out the daily. I'm putting it up every afternoon for you guys. It's called First Five. So we attack the board strictly from a first 5 perspective and try to give you guys as much information about the non-variance aspect of Major League Baseball. Forget what happens from the 6th inning on. Is there any value just backing the starting pitchers and looking at that? So we do that for you each and every day. It's called First Five. You can check that out on the WagerTalk YouTube page as well.